Welcome back in, Dodger fans. This is Mike from Those Doggone Dodgers here with a Baseball 101 video in light of some recent news about changes to the playoff system for 2012. I'm going to lead you through a little introductory video. So what we're going to look at is an introduction for those that aren't familiar too much about the baseball setup with the different leagues, the divisions, and where I'm going with that is to show you how the playoff system was set up from 1994 to 2011, and that'll lead us right into the changes that are going to take place starting this season, 2012. So let's get into it. Again, this is a nice little overview for those that need to review, aren't too familiar with the system. There are two leagues in baseball, American League and National League. The Dodgers are in the National League. And within those leagues, there are three divisions in each. Each division, or rather each league, has a Western Division, a Central Division, and an Eastern Division. So total of 6 divisions. And those little circles there are showing all of the different teams that are in baseball. So we actually have 30 teams total. 16 over in the National, 14 in the American League. So now that we know the setup, how many leagues there are, how many divisions there are, and how many teams are in each, pretty much where that takes us is, what does this mean for the playoffs? How is it decided who goes to the playoffs? Well, now I'm going to indicate right here with little gold circles. Every division, each one of the 6 divisions, is going to have a division champion, basically the best record, the team with the best record in that division, and that's just shown by random gold circles here to show that any one of these teams could win. So again, the gold circles are the division champions. If you have 6 divisions, then you have 6 division winners. So automatically, right off the bat, you have 6 people going, or 6 teams going to the playoffs. Now, what they did in 1994, in addition to these 6 division champions, is they issued something else, shown by the green circles. These are wild card positions. Essentially, it's the best runner-up team, the best second-place team in each of the leagues. It could come from the American West, the American Central, the American East. Same thing in the National. The best second-place team. There's 1 wild card in the American, 1 wild card in the National League. This is from 1994 to 2011. And if you put that together, you have 6 division champions plus 2 wild card spots, leaving you with 8 teams going to the playoff. Little summary here. Wild card, in case you're not familiar, is the team with the best record in each league. Of course, outside of the division champions. The division champions are already going. So these are just 2 extra wild card teams. It's basically this best second place team in each league. 6 division winners, 2 wild card teams, 8 total teams. Now, that is important because what has happened starting March 2nd, I believe, or March 3rd officially, is it's gone on the books that the playoffs for 2012 is going to be slightly different. Now, in addition to having just 2 wild card teams, 1 in the American League and 1 in the National League, they're actually adding 2 more wild card teams, 1 from each league. So if we look at the makeup of it, we still have, as we see in the middle, 6 division champions for each division, right? 1 champion for each 6 divisions. But you also have, if you see the green circles, there are now 2 wild card slots for each league. 1 denoted by the red outlined circle for the American League, 1 by a blue outlined circle for the National League team. So now you have your original 6 division champions plus a total of 4 wild cards. So they're adding 1 wild card to each league now. Now we have a total of 10, right? Total of 10 teams going to the playoffs, and what that means is you have a total of 30 teams in Major League Baseball. Now 1/3 of the teams will make the playoffs. Now a lot of people are saying, oh, why are you making it so much easier for these teams to make it into the playoffs? and baseball has been very unique, stands out from football, stands out from basketball in that I believe in football a little less than half the teams make it. In basketball, I believe a little bit more than half the teams make it. And here, they're actually upping it a little bit, but they're still only at 1/3 of the teams making the playoffs. And a lot of people are trying to argue that they're trying to be like other sports and they want to make it more exciting and have more teams, especially towards the end of the season, have meaningful games. So now 2 more teams in baseball will have a chance to make the playoffs. And that game, it's actually going to be a 1-game series between the 2 wild card teams in each league. Only 1 game, and a lot of people are going to find this controversial. We'll talk about it a little bit in our episode, and I'll get to that in just a second. So, as I was just explaining, one of the changes is the addition of the 2 wild card spots. So now a total of 4 wild cards. One other change is it's a little bit more minor, but still people are going to have some issues with this. See, as I outlined here before, there's always a team that has an advantage, will get home field advantage first. I labeled this as the team with the advantage. The way the schedule worked before for the World Series, this is going down to the American League champs versus the National League champs, the last series of the season. Now, usually it's 2 games, the home stadium with the team of the team with the advantage. Then it's 2 at the other stadium. Then it's 1, then it's 1, then it's 1. And this allowed for a lot more time in between divisions, a lot more time for rest, especially for pitchers, but also for other position players. Now, what we have, if you look down below, is we still start off with 2 games at the home stadium of the team with the advantage. And then you go on the road, and then you play 3 games at the other stadium. Notice how now, going into the 5th game, you're playing that 5th game of the series. It's 3 games in a row. You're not going to have any more time for your pitchers to recoup, for your players to recoup, and it's going to come down to a little bit more strategy. Now, people are going to have some issues, a lot of pros and actually a lot of cons on this. We've already gotten some feedback on this. But there are your changes. This is how the 2012 playoffs is going to look. It's going to be a little bit different. The extra wild card positions and the World Series schedule is going to be changed a little bit. We're going to see some definite moves in terms of strategy. Now, what we want to know from you, are these good or bad changes? Do you like them? Do not like them? Let us know. Go ahead and comment. Leave us a comment at thosedoggonedodgers.gmrblog.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook, Those Doggone Dodgers, and on Twitter at Doggone Dodgers. Already a lot of people are commenting or are giving us feedback on Twitter, so go ahead and give us your thoughts. Also, Jason and I have already gone through an episode where we've recorded our thoughts based on this. And since we didn't do it in a live arena, we want you guys to comment based on that. So if you haven't had a chance already, go ahead and click on that box where it says listen to an episode, and that'll take you directly to our recorded episode. I believe it's about 25-26 minutes talking about this topic. And now that you have a little bit of basic information about the playoffs, or about the different leagues, the divisions, what we did before in the playoffs, what we're doing now you can probably weigh in and give us some disadvantages and advantages. If you're listening to us on the podcast, and obviously you don't see that button, that's okay. Go ahead and stop by the site when you get a chance at thosedoggonedodgers.gmrblog.com and look for this video article under Baseball 101. And then you can get a link to that episode as well. Thank you for watching. We look forward to hearing your feedback, and we'll talk to you soon.